Alright, so today we are going to make a DIY gauge pod holder. Basically what I'm going to be making out of is a piece of ABS plastic that I bought online, like off eBay. I think it was like $8 to $10 for like a 6x12 inch, which will be plenty. So basically I'm going to put it in the center, in the tombstone dash area. Here, let me show you. So basically I'm going to have two gauges, one here and one here. I'm just going to have two in the middle, basically. What I'm going to do is make an ABS sheet of plastic that sits here. I'm going to try to make it to screw in to these two holes behind the tombstone. So you won't see any screws in the front here. It'll just be a blank sheet of ABS. It will be sunken in. So it won't be level with the radio or the tombstone itself, which doesn't bother me. The gauge faces should actually be almost similar to the radio knob. So what I have here is a piece of ABS plastic, smooth on one side, rough on the out. This is the side that will be showing. I have cut it down already to about 8 3/4 long to 6 inches wide. So basically all we're going to be doing is cutting this just enough to fit in the tombstone. So what I did was measured from the radio placement to the tombstone, which gave me about 2 3/4 inches with just a tiny gap from the radio. And what I'm going to do is I measured from here to this little pin here, where the pin sits into the dash. And I'm gonna cut it a 1/4 inch bigger, so it's gonna be 3 1/4 inch in width is what we want to do that. All I'm going to do is cut 3 1/4 up and across. Okay, so I'm gonna be using a Dremel to cut it. Basically what I'm gonna do is measure 3 1/4 inches in and draw a line with a Sharpie. Now you really want to wear eye protection because this plastic pieces like to fly everywhere. You probably should wear sleeve protection too, but whatever. I didn't cut it very straight. That's okay, we can sand it down. This is what I was left with. So here's the cut we ended up with. What we wanted was it to fit just like this. Right flush with this clip in, as well as flush with this one. And then right above the bottom clip in as well. So 3 1/4 is like spot on. Okay, so the first hole, what I did is I kind of measured from this to the hole and from the middle of the hole to the sidewall of the tombstone. A little bit trial and error. I only had to drill one more hole. It's pretty much 3/8 of an inch in and 3/8 of an inch from the top. Is what I started the first hole with. The other holes now, what I'm going to do is measure from the middle of this hole to the middle of this one. And measure from this down and then 3/8 over to get the second hole. It's probably going to be trial and error for you as well. Just because you may have cut it crooked or whatnot. I know mine's not perfectly straight. Mine's at an angle here. So I'm kind of having to go off of that, but I am trying to measure from the tippy top. So yours might vary, so you might have to like play with it. You can always cut like a long hole, which is what I did, sideways. That way you can just adjust the screw from left to right, but not have like a huge hole to where like you need like a big washer or a big head on the screw. So yeah, we're gonna try and do the rest of the 4 holes and then see how it fits. So I kind of have it marked out here now. It was about 1 3/8 down and 3/8 over again. I'm probably a little off, so. Also, you will need longer screws for this, even if you do the 1/8 inch. The screws that hold the little cubby hole in are way too small. Which is where we're mounting this, in the holes, existing holes in the tombstone where the little cubby hole sits. Basically all I'm doing now is just screwing in the screw to the plastic to try and line up the hole. Looks like I'm slightly off again. Need to go more to the left and a tad bit down. I'm no engineer. I just kind of wing it. Right, so I kind of mocked these 2 up. They're not perfect. Like I said, you might have to find your own way to be able to do this, because my way's not really great. We have a bit more of a gap than I expected. I might actually shave a notch down here in the ABS so it'll slip in. See how to try and close that gap. Alright, so now we're just going to cut some notches out. Okay, so we cut some notches here. Here and here. Alright, so it's kind of a hack job. The screws are really difficult to line up. So basically this is held on by this screw and this one. All I did was cut some notches out so it would fit flush. I made it a little bit, the width smaller. It's a little crooked on top, where it hits on the radio. I don't really know if you can see, but it's damn close to straight. Tombstone still pops in and everything. I don't have my clip over there, but that's basically what it looks like. And then I'm going to be cutting some holes to put my gauges in.
Alright, so basically what we're going to be doing now is cutting the holes for the gauges themselves. We have a boost gauge and an air-fuel ratio gauge. Because there's only 2 of them, we're just going to try and do this really simple. So I measured it, cut it in half. So going across, it is 18.2 centimeters. So 19.2 is the middle. Then I cut that down cut that down again, and that got me 4.55 centimeters. So I made a mark, and then I also measured from top to bottom 7 millimeters. So 3.5, marked it, and then we're just going to drill the hole right there with this drill bit, and then those should slide right in.
Alright, so now I'm just going to drill a little pilot hole where we marked. So Tyler has a very effective sanding method that he's going to show you.
It's literally something I came up with.
Johnny on the spot.
Yeah, literally right now. So I'm going to toss you over to this imaginary cameraman that I have right here, who is going to cut it right now. Okay, you can.
This is the one that's sanded and perfect. This is the one that we just cut. As you can see, it's got like a couple bevels and stuff. And I mean, like, when I say perfect, it like just fits in there. Like no wobble, no nothing.
But that one was just like this one.
Yeah, which as you can see, slips in a little bit, but it doesn't go in any further. You have to like...
So I was thinking, what's going to be the best way to sand the edges? Of course, sanding paper. And then I started thinking, that'll work, right? And it does.
So what we do is we kind of sand it a little bit, and then we'll test the gauge, see if it fits. And it's a little too snug, so we sand it a little bit more. Just right in.
Like a glove.
It's not going anywhere.
Let's see.
So once you screw it back on and everything, this is what it looks like with the gauges on. Now you can go ahead and put your tombstone back on to test fit everything again. And that's what it'll look like. So basically all I used for this project was a piece of 6-inch by 12-inch ABS plastic. This bit here to drill the gauge holes, which was a 2-inch. It nearly worked perfectly for 52mm gauges. Piece of sandpaper, a drill bit to drill the screw holes, and a Dremel to cut the plastic and everything out, and the little notches and all that we did. Other than that, that's basically it. If you have all the tools you need to do it, a piece of plastic only costs like $8 to $10. And then this bit here, I picked it up at Lowe's for, I think it was $12, and it did the job like perfectly. Definitely would have taken way longer to do it with anything else. So all in all, I think it turned out great. I'm going to keep it for now. I might cut another one eventually, get like a 1/8 inch ABS plastic, a little bit smaller, and then cut the back a little bit better because I kind of hack jawed the back up, but you can't see the back, so I'm fine with it. So yeah, hopefully you guys can do this yourself and let me know if you have. Later.